Oscar. So far, he has obeyed my instructions and stayed away from the dungeons. I don't know how long I can expect that to last. I hope he is well. Is it a betrayal of my oath to Oscar if I end up causing Princess Cassidy to choose another? They seemed fond of each other, but I would not say they were in love on either side. With the need to cover up the current situation, the King of Guelinor would not likely wish Oscar for a successor. Oscar himself said he would not want to return here. And yet, I could have chosen to simply wait here in silence and solitude until our return to Ascendaware. I didn't have to keep meddling. Is it only my own pride that I'm serving now? I don't know. I do know that lies are being told, that there are forces at work which I haven't yet been able to identify, and that there are dangers lurking which have not been neutralized. And as long as I'm trapped in here, I can't do anything. Indeed. And so, I wait. Eagerly at first. Then patiently. Then not so patiently. Then dots. Only the changing hue of sunlight in the window overhead gives me any sense of time passing. Small amounts would be too subtle to guess, but this is not subtle. Night approaches. And no one is coming. Oh. Night. After a day spent mostly still and waiting, sleep does not come so easily. I lie alone in the dark, my senses picking out every sound that forms. A drip in the distance, a stray breeze, tiny skittering movements. Insectile, not rodent, which is only a minor relief. Yeah. Sleep sounds like such an easy thing to do, doesn't it? You lie down, you close your eyes, and you drift away. Except when you're waiting for it to arrive, and it seems like it never will. I hate nights like that. Waiting. Always waiting. What a waste of time this is. Lying in bed waiting for some greater force that I can't control to come and carry me off? It should be my choice. I should be able to say, sleep, now, and have it happen. Why can't I? Why do we put up with this? Am I angry? Why am I angry? Who am I angry at? I can't be angry at sleep. That doesn't make sense. I think my thoughts are becoming confused. Oh dear, she doesn't do well with confinement, does she? Sunlight. Morning. I must have fallen asleep eventually. I can't remember. I think being trapped is starting to prey on my mind. Wait, did I just say that out loud? I'm afraid you did, Maddie. That's not a good sign. I need to get out of here. But no one is coming. Calm down. I can do this. I haven't really been in here that long, and I won't be here for that much longer. I am fine. I'm sure someone will come soon. Colette? Gaston? Oscar? Forget about Oscar. But time passes and no one arrives. Have I done something wrong? Have I failed? Dots? Footsteps, then a rattle at the door. That must be my next meal arriving. Oh. But then someone steps into the room. Cassidy! Princess Cassidy? How did you get the keys? Did you tell the wardens you were going to interrogate me? What? No! I told them to let me in because I'm the princess. Now shh! We don't have much time. If my parents are watching me, they may send someone to take me back. Take her back where? Is she running away? Don't you have guards with you? Of course I have guards with me. They're my guards. They're waiting outside like I told them to. Now put this on. She hitches up her skirt and produces a massed bundle of fabric that she was hiding underneath, which she throws at me. Unrolling it, I find another gown like the one she's wearing and a familiar mass of pink hair. A wig. What is this? I'm getting you out of here. You disguise yourself as me, then go back to my room with the guards. Once you're there, lock yourself in, then change clothes and go out the window and get to Gaston's room. You can climb, can't you? Callum said you could. Yes, I can, but all of a sudden everything's happening so fast. Whoa. Cassidy's breaking me out, that's awesome. Shouldn't we talk about this first? Make plans? Don't you want to be free? I was willing to give up my freedom to protect Oscar. I can't escape if it gets him into trouble. I'm not letting you stay here while you're innocent. It's wrong. Right and wrong in politics don't always mix. I need your help to sort out what's happening around here. You can't do that while you're in the dungeons. So I order you to escape. Technically, she's not in charge of me, but she is a princess. Yes, my lady. It's funny how well that works. All this time and I never tried it before. Anyway, you don't have to worry about Prince Oscar. They've been keeping him under tight guard. Even I couldn't reach him. So he obviously couldn't have helped you escape, could he? Now, get dressed. He did last time. It is a relief to peel off the clothing I've been wearing for too long, even if I do feel guilty about getting Cassidy's fine gown dirty. Fitting myself into the gown is not an easy task, either. I would not call myself voluptuous, but my figure does have more curves to it than Cassidy's does, and her clothing does not exactly fit me, especially in the bosom. I have to hold my breath and tug and squeeze, and I can hear threads tearing as I do it. Oh well, someone can mend it later. What's with the face? As I settle the wig on my head, I notice Cassidy is watching me with a very strange expression on her face. Yeah. What's the matter? Is something wrong? Oh, that was me! What's the matter? Is something wrong? No, later. We need to hurry. She reaches up and adjusts the wig for me. It's funny. You do look a bit like me. I never thought so before. Yeah, I got you guys confused too. Only difference is I got brown eyes. Changing someone's hair changes a lot about the way they look. Yes. Anyway, you should go. Go to my room and try not to look anyone in the eye on the way. I know how to play a part. Yes, Callum said you would. Is everyone in on this plan? No, there's no time to discuss it. Just get to my room, then get to Gaston's room without being seen. And be quick. You need to be there and hidden before I call for someone to let me out. Oh! Here, my shoes. She kicks them off, leaving her feet surprisingly bare. Put them on. I hope they don't fit too badly. Thank you. While I slide my feet into the royal slippers, Princess Cassidy eyes my lumpy prison cot. After only a moment's hesitation, she lies down on it and pulls the rough blanket over herself, arranging it so that only one arm and one bare foot are visible. Okay. Good luck. I'll see you when I can. I hope she knows what she's doing. I hope I know what I'm doing. I take a deep breath and try to think delicate princess-like thoughts. Here we go. I walk down the hall, my gaze tipped slightly down so that my hair will fall more concealingly around my face. My breathing is a bit too loud, a bit too ragged, intentionally so. The visible signs of being upset do make the guards want to hover practically near me, but they also explain why I wave them back and why I am proceeding directly to my rooms. Let them assume that whatever I saw in the dungeons has unsettled my fragile nerves. Truly, I am surprised at the hints of steel now emerging from the real Cassidy. Our first encounters gave the impression that she was little more than a paper doll, to be blown away by the breeze. But she is a future wisdom, after all. As for myself, my rapid breathing may not be entirely feigned. This little disguise is exciting, but dangerous. Indeed. Your Highness. I don't know who this is. Oh, it's a steward. A steward of Quellenor, whose name I do not know. Your Highness, if you please, the wisdom requests that you attend her at the earliest opportunity. Please, I'm not feeling well. I need to lie down. I move rapidly past her with no further explanation. After all, I'm a princess. I can do that. Ah, your most gracious highness. Oh, Nazagi. Uh-oh. Prince Nazagi. As fellow royalty, he is someone that I can't brush off quite so easily, not without looking more than a bit odd. I regret that I have not had the opportunity to convey my good wishes to you since the ordeal of your abduction. Are you quite recovered? Thank goodness, an easy escape route. You are very kind. I am afraid I'm still feeling quite fragile. I was on my way to rest my eyes for a bit. Well then, I shall not keep you. Oh dear, he's coming closer. If I might... If he might what? Ahem. He's holding out his hand. Ah, he wants to kiss Cassidy's hand. Would she have let him? Probably. I can't imagine her doing anything other than blushing and allowing it. I turn my head away, feigning maidenly shyness, and present my hand for his attention. For a moment, nothing happens. What is he waiting for? Does he suspect? Don't panic. Hold still. Wait. After a moment, I feel his lips brush against my fingers. I hope that you will feel more refreshed in the near future. Thank you. And there we part ways. Whew. If he did suspect anything, he isn't choosing to make an issue of it at the moment. Still, that was too close. I've got to get out of these hallways. Time to pick up the pace. Run! At last, I find myself in Princess Cassidy's private bedroom. This space is quite unlike the guest quarters we foreigners are housed in. It is lush and spacious and almost terrifyingly pink. In this place, gentle folds of luxury enclose the princess like the petals of a rose, at least until they suffocate her. Even her bed is a curtained alcove, atop a pedestal. Still, tastes differ. Simply because I would not like to live in such a room does not necessarily mean that Cassidy feels trapped here. No time for a detailed look around. I need to move on before someone discovers the real princess and comes in search of the imposter. The plan is for me to go out the window, then find another window where I can re-enter and make my way to Prince Gaston's room without being spotted. Unfortunately, I no longer have access to my own special boots and gloves. I certainly can't clamber around in this dress. Even if I didn't fall to my death, I would surely attract too much attention when I got back inside. I shimmy out of Cassidy's dress, then, thinking to leave as little evidence as possible, put it carefully away with other clothing. Does the princess truly own no full-length hose? All I can find are half hose and garters. I suppose if she only ever wears long skirts, she has no need for other leg coverings, but it's very inconvenient for me now. There must be something here, but how much time do I have? At last I find a dress of simple lines in a dark color that might at a great distance be mistaken for a steward's uniform. That and my hands and feet bare to grip the stone is the best that I can do. Oh boy. Next issue. My hair. I don't really want to leave the wig here, where it will certainly be found. Nor do I want to resemble Cassidy once I return to the palace. If anyone thinks they saw Cassidy slip into Gaston's room, I'd never be able to hide. I could simply throw the wig out the window and hope it lands in a brush where no one is likely to spot it for a while. With less luck, however, it might catch on a tree branch and wave like a banner. There's also the matter that I am currently known to be a criminal and a traitor. Being seen as myself out and about could be just as dangerous. I look at my reflection in Cassidy's mirror, pondering what she said earlier. Changing someone's hair changes a lot about the way they look. Quickly now, I restyle the wig's hair, pulling it up into a high bun with tendrils left to dangle. Strange dress, strange hair. I shouldn't look too much like either myself or Cassidy, as long as I can avoid any close encounters. Right, time to go. What a getup. Ordinarily, this would be a simple matter of in and out, quick and clean. Ordinarily, I wouldn't be wearing ill-fitting borrowed clothes and balancing a wig on my head. I wouldn't be without my equipment. I wouldn't be distracted by a growling stomach. I wouldn't be dazzled by the light after 2 days of being locked up without it. I wouldn't have knees feeling wobbly from too much time inactive. Most importantly, in normal circumstances, if the climb looked bad, I could change my mind and look for another way. No more negative thoughts. Negative thoughts are a distraction. I've done climbs like this many, many times, and I've never fallen yet. Because I'm good at what I do. Yeah! I am still in control. The game is constantly shifting around me, but I can ride the waves. I can change my plans. I can always find a way to come out on top. I can always find a way to hide that I have no idea what is going on around here. No, that's a negative thought. Ease along. Careful, careful. Once I find a safely unobserved and unlocked window to slip through, then all I have to do is find my way back to Prince Gaston's room without being challenged, and then... I don't know what's supposed to happen next. Maybe I shouldn't have agreed to this. Too late now. Let's see what happens. Indeed. Well, we made it. It was easy enough to pass through the halls without drawing attention in my new guise as an anonymous servant. Thus far, there has been no sign of panic. Cassidy must be holding her nerve. Officiously, as if I had every right in the world to be there, I made my way to Gaston's room and knocked for admittance.
Madeleine!
Quite to my surprise, no sooner have I entered the room than I am caught up in a crushing bear hug by Prince Gaston. I'm glad to see you too.
I knew you could not be a villain. I can see my beloved in your eyes. You have her complete faith, and mine as well, of course. A kind heart, a strong heart, a clever planner. Oh, the things we can do with one such as you at our side.
Suddenly he pauses and looks down at me.
Oh, Madeleine.
Carefully he detaches himself from me.
You have, of course, been held in the most unpleasant conditions.
Are you saying I smell?
It is an outrage what horrors they inflict upon such a lovely flower. It is they, and not you, who create such a trace.
Is he implying that I stink? Well, I've been stuck down there a while. Maybe I do. I'm not impressed. I'm surprised he can tell, considering how much this room reeks of perfume.
But I think I already have the perfect solution prepared.
Hey, Colette. Colette steps out of the back room, her eyes downcast. Monsieur, are you certain that this is absolutely necessary?
My dear Colette, I would not trifle with your affections thus for anything less.
I know, but...
It is for my beloved, and for the honor and safety of her advocate, to whom we owe everything. Quickly now, take Madeleine and make ready. We must not be caught unaware.
As you wish. This way, please.
Which way?
What's going on? This is their plan? Oh dear. Dots. What? All I see is blackness. From my hiding place, I can still vaguely hear what is going on outside. There is a great deal of bustling in the distance. Cassidy must have called for action at last. Ah, that will be the guards. Open up in the name of the king. Here we go. Let us hope that luck is with us. We'll need it. What's happening?
What is this? What do you want?
We need to take a look around, my lord. There is a dangerous criminal on the loose.
If there were a criminal in my rooms, I would know it. Now go away.
We have orders, my lord. This is for your own safety. The voices grow louder. They must be in the room now.
No, no, no. You must not go in there. You will ruin everything.
Right. Hold him. A guard charges past the ineffectually blustering Gaston and into the back room. Oh my goodness. Woo! Apparently me and Colette are having a bath together. And I throw a rubber duck at the guard's face. Look at his face! He's like, ah! Oh, that is awesome. Ah! Ah!
Sorry!
With my hair wetted down like this, I once again look like a completely different person. That and he's probably not looking at your face. Distracted by flesh and water and bubbles and a flying rubber duck, the guards are completely incapable of recognizing me. Out! Out! All of you! Get out!
Yes, miss. Sorry, miss. Mrs.
Sorry. The guards beat a retreat back to the front room.
Now see what you have done. Do you know how difficult it was to convince my two maids to share the same bath? And I was going to get to watch.
Really? No! Can we watch there? Sorry for disturbing you, my lord. Please let us know if you spot any suspicious individuals.
Yes, of course.
Well, that worked. As soon as the doors close, Colette climbs out of the bath and wraps a towel around herself. She leaves the room quickly, not looking back at me once. Well, I suppose she's seen more than enough of me already. Leave it to Prince Gaston to come up with such a novel method of distracting the guards. At least I think it was Gaston's idea. I can't imagine Cassidy suggesting such a thing. But then she was watching me change clothes. Anyway, the most important thing is that it worked. The second most important thing is that I'm getting a proper bath out of it. More than a proper bath, really. It would seem that Gaston is a fan of every decadent bathing. I mean, of very decadent bathing. I've never seen so many oils and bubbles and scents before. After the rigors of the past 2 days, this feels indescribably blissful. There's another maid's uniform draped nearby waiting for me. For the moment, I am Matilda, Gaston's undermaid and Colette's protégée. Madeleine Valois, as far as anyone knows, has escaped without a trace. I don't know how long such a cover will hold, but hopefully long enough to get back in touch with Cassidy and start unraveling this mystery. It would be nice to be able to speak to Oscar and let him know that I'm all right. When he hears that I've disappeared, he may be worried. But if Cassidy is right and Oscar is under heavy guard, that's the one place I can't afford to go. Even if Gaston or Colette try to deliver a message, it would be suspicious. I can only hope that Cassidy herself can find some way to reassure him. It feels strange being without Oscar. He has been the focus of my life for so long, but at the moment I'm not exactly acting in his interests. I'm not acting against them either. I'm just acting. Who am I serving now? Cassidy? Gaston? Myself? I don't know. I'm not sure it matters. I'll help whoever I can and try to find the best way through. Certainly ending up in Gaston's bathtub is a lot nicer than ending up in a dungeon. Chapter 6b, The Maid. Hey guys. When I emerge from the bath in my new uniform, twisting my wet hair in front of me, Prince Gaston is waiting.
Ah, a vision of loveliness.
Thank you, my lord. Oh, she looks so pretty.
No, that will not do. You must address me in the fashion of my sweet Colette.
Yes, monsieur.
What a delightful refrain. Truly I am a fortunate man, blessed with such a pair of doves.
Does the dress fit you well enough? We have time to make adjustments if you like. No, it's quite all right, really. It's certainly a better fit than Cassidy's clothing. Colette is a bit smaller than I am, but only a bit.
And so the secret heroine returns to a safe nest. Madeleine.
My name rolls warmly off his tongue, like a compliment to a chef after a well-prepared dish.
In the princess's name, all of my resources are at your disposal. I await your command. What do we do next?
You don't know?
My beloved told me only to await your arrival and make you safe. She said that you would know what to do.
Ah. Well, she told me that she didn't have time to explain it all to me and that we would talk later.
Of course. We will wait for her words. Do you know when she will arrive?
No, I don't. I don't know what's happening on her end. As far as she's concerned, I suppose she went to visit her kidnapper in the dungeons, perhaps to check on my welfare. Then I must have attacked her and taken her place in order to escape. The king and queen may suspect that's not entirely true, but they would have to give that as the official story. In either case, they'll have a lot of questions for Cassidy, so she'll probably be busy for a while. Not to mention that coming straight here might draw her parents' attention to Gaston and to me. So how will she manage to reach us? I hope she's thought that far ahead. She seems pretty clever.
I see.
At that moment, my stomach lets out an embarrassingly loud rumble. Pardon me. You have not eaten? I had to leave the cell before today's meal was delivered.
That is not right. A woman must eat to keep up her strength, or else she might fade away. I know, I will bring food to you.
You don't have to do that.
I wish to. After all, does not a heroine deserve a reward? We will have our own private feast and celebrate our victories.
Thank you, monsieur. He's so nice.
No, thank you. I must go and find the finest meats and cheese. Only the best will do. I do not need to ask my Colette to watch over you while I am away. I already know that she will. I will return!
And with that, he sweeps grandly out of the room. Indeed. So is he going to ride all the way to Ilela and investigate the butchers one by one?
He wishes to do you a kindness.
I know. I was just joking. I would hardly starve so quickly. Colette is a strange one. When first we met, she seemed too shy to raise her head. Always she is quiet, except when it comes to the subject of Gaston, and then she leaps like a tiger to his defense. There is some bond between them. It does not quite feel like a romance, nor like the playful near-brother relationship I share with Oscar. Perhaps it is something more like the story that Dolores told me of her origins. Did he rescue you?
Pardon me? What did you say?
Prince Gaston. I'm just wondering how you ended up working for him. Given his personality, I thought there might be a dramatic story. Plucked from obscurity like a rose in the wilderness, carried away to his castle, something like that.
Oh no, he did not choose me. I was assigned to him.
Oh. I wait for more details, but none seem to be forthcoming. Well then. I tug at the strands of my damp hair, trying to put them in order.
Here, let me do that.
You don't have to. You don't have to serve me.
It's all right. Really, I enjoy dressing hair. And I will do a better job of it than you will.
I suppose, comparing Oscar's hair to Gaston's, one would assume Colette to be the better hairdresser. Indeed. Well, all right then. She settles me on a stool and takes her place behind me, humming to herself as she runs a brush gently through my hair. It is a strange feeling, totally unfamiliar and yet comforting on some subconscious level.
Hold your head still, straight up, like so.
Sorry, I'm not used to this. I look after a prince. No one looks after me.
Not even your family?
I don't live with them.
I always liked to brush my sister's hair, to dress them. They were better than dolls, prettier and more pleasant to hold.
I have a sister. She never brushed my hair.
Older or younger?
Older.
What's her name?
Lulled by her soft strokes, I say a name I haven't voiced in a long time. Juliet.
That's a pretty name. But she never did this for you?
Well, she was the heir. She had more important things to do. The brush pauses against my shoulder.
Oh, yes. You're noble-born.
More or less. Less, mostly. I have no fortune of my own, and I work for my living. If I ever marry, my household would not be a noble one.
I see.
I can feel her drawing away. I reach for a safer topic. But you have sisters? Younger ones?
Yes, Estelle and Pierrine.
Pierrine? I guess. Pierrine? That's an unusual name. It means little stone, right?
Yes, our Pebble, who is a jewel in her own way. She will have to find work soon now that she is growing older. I go home to visit them whenever I have a day of liberty.
That's sweet. It must be nice to be so close to your family. Oscar has sisters too, but they usually tease him, and I'm just another part of him as far as they're concerned. When we were younger, I used to have to defend him from their pranks. Like you defend Gaston. Now she sets the brush down and takes a seat.
He is a good man, you know.
I believe you.
When I first was employed at the castle in Bardowin, it was as a junior laundry maid. I was assigned to Gaston only as a stopgap when his personal maid quit without notice. She said such dreadful things about him, that he displayed himself lewdly to her, that he pursued her incessantly. I was terrified. I was not used to men at all, and such a man. I thought he was a monster. I was so frightened, I lost my way. I dropped a stack of towels, and they scattered over the stairs, and I wept. Then I heard this voice, warm and deep, calling me a little bird, offering me his hand, his assistance, him.
Sorry about that.
He is a good man. He sees things his own way. People do not understand, but he always means to be kind. I am sorry for some of the things I said to you before. You are not a beast, and you had your reasons for what you did. You are right. There is nothing wrong with thinking and planning. Without plans, we would all be at sea. It was only that there are masters who see things only in terms of plans and numbers, not people. Assign them as you will, work them until they die. All that matters is what you gain from using them. People who manipulate others without thinking of the cost, that is not right. But it was not fair of me to assume that you were heartless only because you think before you act.
I understand. You're not completely wrong. I mean, I'm not a heartless person, at least I don't think so. But I do put goals ahead of feelings. I try to keep my heart still so that I can think clearly. At the same time, it's important to never lose track of why I'm doing all these things to begin with. If I didn't care about anyone, if it was all nothing but a game I were playing for my self-interest, then the winning move would have been to betray everyone, take the ransom and run off on my own, like Dolores planned to do. But other people do matter to me. No matter what, I always want to protect Oscar. He's my dearest friend. Other people, good people, I wouldn't want them hurt, not if I could help it. And that includes you.
How do you know that I am a good person?
I've seen you. I've seen how fierce you can be when you need to. It was a surprise, really. When we first met, I thought you were a mouse. But even a mouse has teeth, no? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you.
No, it's all right.
And what did I say? Seeing the dark flush spread across her cheeks, I'm suddenly reminded of her reaction earlier. Were you really upset before in the bath? I thought you were acting, but...
Of course I was upset. I was exposed before strange men to laugh at me. It was horrible. I wanted to disappear. Didn't you?
If I could disappear, we wouldn't have gone through that to begin with. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I suppose it doesn't bother me so much. I've seen men out of their clothes by accident once or twice, and it's not a big deal. So, the same, those guards didn't hurt me, and what they did see protected me.
You say that so easily. I hate the idea of those men thinking of me, leering at me, making suggestions.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was that bad for you. Gaston shouldn't have made you do this if you felt that way. But he's always suggesting things like that to you, isn't he?
That is not the same. I know him. I know that he would never hurt me. He did not force me to play that role. He asked. He believed it was important. He wants only to aid the Princess Cassidy. She says that we need you to make our plans. He agrees. And so I do this for him, as I have always done, because he is a good man and he asked it of me.
So... it doesn't bother you that he asks for such strange things? Like dressing up as a princess for him?
That it is for both of us. I could never... as myself, I could never...
Never what?
Dance with him. Make replies to his compliments. These things he needs for... practice. It is easier if I am not myself.
I suppose I understand. A disguise can be freeing, can give you a measure of confidence. An extremely shy maid might feel better about advising her prince in matters of love if she were someone else. So, does he have other wigs?
What?
For other princesses.
Oh.
That was kind of odd.
No, there has only been Princess Cassidy for him, as long as I have been with him. He has written so many letters to her by now.
They're writing to each other? That's a surprise. If Cassidy and Gaston have been maintaining a private correspondence, then that completely changes the odds on the future succession of Guelenor. It's also rather scandalous for the same reason. By etiquette, a princess should not be in contact with any official suitors until she becomes eligible for courtship at the age of 18. Which isn't to say that it doesn't happen, especially as even a child princess must still make some social appearances.
No, nothing of the kind. He writes to her, that's all. She has never replied. I do not know if she even receives them.
That makes more sense. If Gaston were in secret contact with Cassidy, he ought to know her better than he seems to. True. So he's been writing her letters of devotion, quite hopelessly, for a long time. That's sweet. I think that's rather romantic.
I think anyone would find it hard to say that Gaston is not a romantic.
Is that the sort of thing you'd want in a future husband? Grandiose gestures and chivalry?
I am not thinking about a husband.
Well, neither am I, really. I couldn't afford one. But someday...
Someday?
I don't know. Someday. I'm not sure why I'm telling her this, since honestly, I don't even know what I want for my future myself. I don't want to be alone, but that's all I know. I suppose the truth is that I've never had a close female friend. As a child, I was isolated. There was only Juliet, and we never shared things that Colette and her sisters apparently do. And then once I came to the royal court, my life was Oscar. His sisters were part of the environment, but they were not my friends. So there's never been anyone for me to talk about romance with. What do you think about love? Has there ever been anyone special for you?
I...
Just then our conversation is interrupted by the sharp bang of the open door.
Colette! Matilda! Come at once!
What's happening now?